Alright guys, what's going on? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video. Didn't think I was going to stop for that long, did you? Just because the season's on hold till February. Of course, going to have more. I got lots of topics for the Walking Dead. Going to try to do a video almost every day for the next little while until I eventually run out. But as news and things like that come out, I'll still be doing videos, of course, and when the show resumes, be doing them then. So The Walking Dead is going to return in February. As far as we know so far, there's no exact date, so we don't know exactly when it's going to be coming back. I'd say probably, if you're going to guess, it'd probably be the second week of February or the third, one of the two, probably not the first week. It will start off with Season 3, Episode 9, which is called The Suicide Kings. I believe that's the name of it. Yeah, Suicide Kings. No, The Suicide King. Just The Suicide King, not Kings. Sorry. There are some really good previews for this one. Now, seeing as how there's going to be a break, AMC has put out a couple good ones. There's three primarily. I'll put them all in the description, the links. The promo, okay, so the promo for it looks pretty damn good. It's about 36 seconds, and it's got a lot of different little things happening in it. And then there are two sneak peeks. The first sneak peek is basically the governor sort of walking around Merle and Daryl, deciding what to do with them, hearing the people chant, kill them, that kind of thing. Andrea's there, and she kind of, tries to get his attention, uses his real name, Philip, or what we think is his real name, what he told her. And getting his attention, he says the people have spoken, and it cuts off there. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen with them as of yet. The next one is kind of an interesting one. It's a couple members of Tyrese's group are talking about possibly trying to jump Carol and Carl, possibly Herschel and the others too, and taking the prison. Tyrese seems to be talking some sense into him, as well as his daughter saying you're freaking retarded, and that the people are good people, and that they could probably just live there and get along with them once they get to know them. So we'll see what happens with that. It looks like not all of Tyrese's group is made up of good people. A couple of them at least are, a little rough around the edges, to say the least. So that's that. So that preview is pretty cool too. The title of the episode is also called The Suicide King, so it could be referring to one of the two of them. I believe Tyrese's, just like in the comic books, basically what happens is Tyrese's daughter and her boyfriend, who is the Caucasian male with the lighter or the darker hair out of the two, because there's two there from his group. It's the one with the darker hair, the younger one. I believe Tyrese's daughter and him are together, so that's her boyfriend, so to speak. And in the comic book series, at least, they do have a suicide pact, and they decide they want to opt out. So it's pretty interesting what happens. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't read the comic books. I don't know if they're going to do the same thing in the TV series. I hope they don't. The more they stray away from the comic books, the better, I think. Makes it even more interesting than if they go verbatim, because then we can predict by reading the comic books what's going to happen next. I like it better to be more unpredictable, so we don't know. That to me is more interesting, so that we have no idea what's going to happen. But at least that's what happened in the comic books. The title's called Suicide Kings, so maybe that will happen in the next episode. So we'll see what happens with that. Should be fun either way. I mean, the events of the comics are really cool. Don't want to get into too much detail because don't want to spoil it if it ends up being the same. But those of you who have read it, you know what I'm talking about. Tyrese has some fun with her boyfriend after when that whole event is finished. That's all I'll say about that. So that's cool. And in terms of the rest of the preview, in the promo, there's some interesting things, like Carl says to Rick that he should stop being the leader, which I think is really interesting and kind of bizarre at the same time, because you would think that Carl would always look up to his dad and always support him and see him as the leader. But it looks like Herschel's pissed off at him. Maybe they're blaming Rick for the events that have happened recently. Maybe they're blaming him for the death of, I don't know, Lori and T-Dog and all the rest of them, because he was the one, in fact, that went after Andrew and was not able to kill him. And then the events in the episode Killer Within obviously happened. And maybe to them it just seems like Rick's making bad decisions. So I don't know if that's going to happen in the next episode or if that'll be afterwards. But it could very well. Also in the promo, it could be in the next couple episodes, not for sure in the next one, because there's a lot of different little hash up things that are happening. You have Andrea going to the prison. Well, the governor's got what seems to be a sniper rifle. Maybe she's trying to bait them in, or maybe she just wants to see them again and wants to talk to them, try to sort something out, or she's kind of caught between sides of which side she's going to be on. Seems like she loves the governor, but at the same time, this is her first original group of the zombie apocalypse. So, you know, which side is she going to pick? That'll be kind of interesting, and who she'll fight for, everything like that. I did a video talking about that if you guys want to hear more about my thoughts on who she'll fight for. So that's interesting. And then we have Merle and Daryl. The biggest question probably of the next episode is, will Merle and Daryl make it? Will Daryl make it? I think in terms of importance, Daryl is a huge fan favorite. So if they kill him off, I think it would be really, really bad for the show. And I do mean that. I think if they did that, I know a lot of people in the comments, they just say, if Daryl dies, I quit, you know. And I mean, maybe eventually he'll die, but he's definitely one of those characters they would probably want to keep around for a long time because he is a fan favorite. He's the Wolverine of The Walking Dead, so you got to keep him for at least a little while. Merle, on the other hand, I don't think is going to make it through this season for a couple of reasons. He is... Michael Rooker is kind of an actor that has not been a steady with The Walking Dead. He hasn't always been in the show. He was in the second episode of the first season and then out pretty much until Chupacabra, where he plays a hallucination of Daryl, which was really cool. And then, of course, back in season 3. But he hasn't been an absolute steady regular doing it every week like a lot of the other characters we have in the show have been doing, have been there every single episode, or pretty much almost every episode. So I would say he probably won't make it through this season, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to die in the next episode. I think there is another promo out there that I haven't seen. I think I saw it at the end of the episode, and I thought I saw Daryl and Merle in it, and out in the woods somewhere or something, and Daryl will get his crossbow back. So that would tell me that, in fact, they're not actually dead, and they both will survive. But we'll see what happens with that. That'll be interesting. I like in the promo, you've got Herschel yelling at Rick, and he's saying, "Get back here!" And Rick's kind of like, it's kind of like like he speaks to him like a father speaking to a son. Like he's disappointed him and that kind of shit. Which, I mean, like as a kid when I was younger and stuff, if I tried to walk away from my dad, he'd do the same kind of thing, and I'd be like, "Oh shit, I'm in trouble now." So you just get that kind of sense, like the surrogate father type thing of just, get back here. And Rick just being like, "Oh shit, I'm in trouble." So man, I'm really excited for the next half of season 3. It's been stellar so far. Really, really good. This episode coming up should be great. And I've got a few video topics coming up, just to name a few. Gonna do one specifically talking about Daryl and Merle, obviously, and whether or not I think they'll survive and when they'll die. Do some predictions about that. Gonna do one talking about most shocking death in The Walking Dead so far, and there's lots of others that people have sent me. I want to thank you guys for all the ideas for videos and interesting content that I can create for The Walking Dead. It's definitely helped me out over time, and thanks for sticking with me, guys. I really appreciate it. I mean that. Obviously, this isn't the end and isn't going to be for a while. I think The Walking Dead TV series is going to be on for a long time. I do. And of course, the comic book's always there, and I'll be picking up other stuff to review as well, just to tide me over and get my 10 done a week. So anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. See you tomorrow. This is Trev. Saying peace.